We are here to honor Alex Pretti, an ICU nurse whose life was stolen by ICE violence. We are here to confront the very systems that took his life away. We are here to stand with Kuya G and all migrants who have faced medical abuse and neglect under ICE custody. We are here in solidarity with all healthcare workers to say clearly and collectively, ICE does not belong in our hospitals. ICE out of hospitals.
ICE out of hospitals.
We stand on St. Joseph Medical Center property where ICE is actively endangering our healthcare workers and patients through an ongoing contract with ICE NGO Group. This day begins a week of action by the Tanggol Migrante movement to call for ICE out of our communities and ICE out of everywhere. The Tanggol Migrante movement is an alliance of organizations from across the U.S. dedicated to defending and protecting Filipino and all migrants facing attacks against the Trump administration. Across the country, healthcare workers, educators, service workers, students, and community members are walking off the job, organizing boycotts and disrupting business as usual to defend migrants and ultimately call for the dismantling of ICE and all systems that contribute to our oppression. Power to the people!
Power to the people!
Alex Jeffrey Pretti was a 37-year-old ICU nurse at a Veteran Affairs hospital in Minneapolis and an ally to migrant rights against ICE. On January 24th, Pretti was acting as a legal observer in the streets of Minneapolis when he stepped in to defend a woman being targeted by ICE. He was immediately jumped by 6 ICE agents who proceeded to use pepper spray in an attempt to incapacitate Pretti and the woman they were targeting. An ICE officer then shot Pretti 10 times, rendering him lifeless, murdering him. Every day, healthcare workers do their part to protect and support the community. Pretti's actions that day were admirable and one example of the many ways healthcare workers and professionals show up for the community. Pretti stood for what was right, despite his life being threatened and ultimately taken from him. We are witnessing a fight against fascism across the globe, and it is led by working people like Alex Pretti, who understood that an attack on migrant rights is an attack on all of our communities.
Right.
The same system that underpays nurses and cuts healthcare budgets is the same system that prioritizes ICE raids, private detention centers, and state violence here in the Philippines and the entire global South. From Tacoma to Minneapolis, from the hospital to the picket line, from Washington to the Philippines, we are here to honor Alex Pretti by exposing and uprooting the systems that killed him. We come together in grief. When we grieve together, we commit to keeping each other safe. We turn mourning into protection. We turn loss into action. And we are here to say that care is not a crime. Activism is not a crime. And our collective grief will fuel our resistance. My name is Kiara. I'm a member of Malaya, Tacoma, a grassroots organization dedicated to fighting for human rights, democracy, and sovereignty in the Philippines and beyond. I'll be one of your MCs today, and I'll let our lovely co-MC.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Levin, and I am also a co-MC alongside Care. I am with Buy in Washington, a alliance of Filipino organizations that are also fighting alongside so many people, but we are fighting also for our homeland, for the genuine democracy and sovereignty of our people. As many of us who are pushed home from our homeland to here, we serve in the hospitals as nurses, as cafeteria workers, as workers in the fast food and care home industries. So we are here alongside so many workers in this hospital, and as well as the Filipino community, who is also under the fascist attacks of the this regime of the attacks on migrants in the U.S., but also in our homeland. So with that, just wanted to really appreciate so many people coming here today to honor Alex Pretti and all of those who have been killed by ICE, by other forms of terror that's being enacted on migrants, on workers, on our neighbors, on our families, on people that we don't know. And today, like Kiara shared, in such an agitating opening, we are here to grieve, but we are also to express our outrage.
That's right. Yes.
So before we welcome our opening prayer, do want to encourage folks to come in as closely as you're able. I know we're working on the tech, so I really appreciate the patience as we're trying to make this really loud so that not just us here in this space, this over 100 people who are showing up to stand for justice, to fight for change, to stop these fascist attacks on migrants and the people who are standing alongside them. But we want to make sure that our co-workers in this hospital also get to hear this program, also get to share in our outrage too. That those that are in this hospital, including people who have been detained at the Northwest Detention Center, are also able to hear us, and they know that they are not alone, even if they are shackled to their beds in this hospital. So, just some quick housekeeping things. First off, thank you to Henri and our safety team. We have a really incredible group of volunteers that helped to put this together in such a quick period of time. We also want to get to know you, not just in this space, but in future calls to action, ways that we can continue to grow and build this movement. So we do have a sign-in sheet at this canopy, and do encourage you throughout the program to come visit with our guests and sign in, get on our contact list so that we can continue to build with you. Certainly come talk to Kiara, myself, or any of the speakers today so that we can also really organize our communities together. Yeah. And I see we have a lot of folks holding candles. And there's more candles, I believe, at the canopy as well. And some light refreshments if you weren't able to get a little snack before coming off of your shift or wherever you're coming from today. So yes, just wanted to make sure that we're keeping each other safe, but we're also being as present as we can with the program and participating in the ways that we're able. So with that, I want to welcome our opening prayer. So I would like to welcome Peach McDowell from the Christ Church of Tacoma to open up this space and ground us in a prayer.
Welcome. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
Thank you.
Please center your hearts and your spirits as we gather and offer a prayer to the Spirit of truth, to the Spirit of justice, to the Spirit of wisdom, to the Spirit of compassion. We've gathered in grief, in sorrow, and in love for your servant, Alex Pretti, and for all those who have lost their lives struggling toward the beloved community, the community of justice and peace that we know is the will of the Creator who put this whole thing together. Let's lift up our hearts, lift up Alex, Lift up Rachel, lift up Fred Porter, lift up all of those who have died, all of those in detention, all of those struggling on the streets of Minnesota, all of those starving in Gaza, in Sudan. All of these struggles are connected. All of these sufferings are connected, and all of these sufferings are seen and embraced by the compassion of the God who loves everything that is made. We offer these up in the name that is love in every country, in every language. Amen.
Thank you, Peach from Christchurch, Tacoma, for that beautiful prayer. Up next, we have Shar from Malaya, Tacoma, sharing some remarks, because by honoring Alex Pretti, we must name the very systems that forces migration upon our people and creating the conditions in the global south that oppress our people and follow us here in the United States and leads to state-sanctioned violence by ICE, by the U.S. military, by the Philippine government. And as Peach says, all of our struggles are interconnected. So please welcome Shar from Malaya, Tacoma.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shar, and I'm a member of Malaya, Tacoma, which is a Filipino grassroots organization dedicated to fighting for Filipinos in our human rights, sovereignty, and democracy in the Philippines. The word Malaya means free in Tagalog. And I stand here today because for as long as ICE exists, our society is not free. A world where ICE can murder our healthcare workers like Alex Pretti is not free. Tonight, we honor ICU nurse Alex Pretti not only by remembering him, but by speaking his truth and naming the systems that stole his life, that have stolen the lives of millions of migrants, and that have stolen our people from our homelands. We stand in front of St. Joseph's Medical Center, where ICE is present, and so they can hear our grief and rage loud and clear as we say, ICE out of hospitals!
ICE out of hospitals!
Defend our health workers!
Defend our health workers!
The violence that killed Alex does not end in the streets. It follows people into hospitals like St. Joe's, where ICE and the Northwest Detention Center has an active, long-standing contract. This contract between the hospital and the Northwest Detention Center allows ICE and GEO Group to actively endanger nurses and patients like Kuya G, who is a Filipino detained migrant who faced severe medical abuse and neglect while under ICE custody. While he was hospitalized here at St. Joe's, handcuffed to a hospital bed, a GEO Group agent's loaded gun was found in a public restroom of the unit where Kuya G was staying under ICE supervision. Filipino nurses and other healthcare workers have shared with us that they fear going inside their workplaces because of ICE intimidation. Alex's murder and Kuya G's suffering are not separate tragedies. They are connected through showing us what happens when ICE infiltrates our communities, when corrupt law enforcement is prioritized over healthcare, and when human lives are treated as disposable. To fully understand why these injustices continue to happen, we must expose the truth about state-sanctioned violence. We must name the role of U.S. imperialism plays in creating the conditions that force people, especially from the global south, including the Philippines, to leave our homelands through war, militarization, and economic exploitation, only to come here and be exploited for our labor, like the thousands of Filipino healthcare workers who were sent here under exploitative contracts at hospitals like St. Joe's and Tacoma General, criminalized or detained like Kuya G, and even killed if we don't check their box of what a perfect immigrant looks like, or if you dare to protect your neighbor from ICE violence like Alex did. When we connect the dots from forced migration abroad to ICE killings, detention, and medical abuse right here in our own backyard, it becomes clear that this is a war on migrants, a war on the working class people, and a war on communities of the global south. Hospitals should never be battlegrounds of war. We honor Alex Pretti by demanding a world where nurses are protected, not exploited, not killed. We stand with migrants like Kuya G by demanding that they be freed. During devastating times, we must hold on to each other. We must hold on to the belief that a better world is possible. And remember that the power belongs to the people. Just last month, our people's movement was able to stop Kuya G's deportation flight at the last minute as he was boarding the plane, because community organizers and healthcare workers came forward to testify about his medical condition and prove he was in no condition to survive the flight. Yeah. That moment was a victory and a reminder that our resistance is born through struggle. When we struggle together, when we cry together, and when we fight together, we win! When we honor Alex Pretti, we honor all healthcare workers whose work is undervalued and endangered. When we stand with Kuya G, we affirm that migrant lives are worth fighting for. And when we speak truth to power about ICE in hospitals, about exploitation, about U.S. imperialism, we reclaim our humanity and our freedom. And to the hundreds of Filipino workers inside who are scared, our people have a history of resistance. That's right. And we are here with you. And we want to yell this chant, so I would like y'all to partake in this chant with me. It means, dare to struggle, do not be afraid. So I will say, Maki Baka. Maki Baka. Wag matakot. Wag matakot. Maki Baka. Maki Baka. Wag matakot. Wag matakot. St. Joe's junked the contract with the Northwest Detention Center. St. Joe's junked the contract with the detention center. ICE out of hospitals. ICE out of hospitals. Thank you.
Thank you, Shar. And it's so true that when we come together, we can do anything. We can change and stop detentions of migrants. We can change policy. We can change this whole system. Is that right? And just to highlight that Kuya G is just one of several Filipinos that we were able to fight for in this past year. Alongside Malaya, Bayan was able to launch the Tanggol Migrante movement, which is an alliance of Filipino organizations fighting against the detention and attacks on our migrant communities. But we didn't stop there, because we know we also have to be hand in hand with other migrants movements, our workers, our church leaders, our community leaders, our educators, our medical professionals. And so we also launched the Defend Migrants Alliance so that we can all come together and continue to wage this fight together. Whether your homeland is here or in another country, We have an interest in stopping the repression that's happening to our migrant workers. And what better group to really highlight today is the medical professionals, and especially our nurses, like Alex Pretti, who put their lives on the line every single day for the interest of healing other people. And they also have to organize for their interests when we have these large institutions that are willing to cut corners to make profits, and also at the risk and the expense of the patients and the healthcare professionals. So with that, I want to welcome our next speaker, Kat from the Washington State Nurses Association.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Cathleen Jabasa. I am a nurse. We gather with heavy hearts to mourn a loss that should never have occurred. Alex Pretti's senseless death is a tragedy and a rupture to our shared humanity. Alex was an ICU nurse, a healer, a protector. Every day, Alex fought for the breath and the dignity of the most vulnerable. In that fragile space, Alex met everyone with skill, courage, and compassion. This brings me to ask who?
Who else among us will finally have the courage to save and reclaim our nation from the tyranny and abuse of power that took his life and the life of others? Who among us will make the choice and make an impact beyond our presence here today? Whether we are nurses, retailers, executives, or blue-collar workers, we're all aiming for the American dream. But first, we must wake up from this American nightmare that cost Alex his life.
Alex lived a life of service, committed to saving lives and protecting the underserved and the marginalized. That steady, brave service stood up for those often unheard. Today we must be clear. There is no black, there is no white, or any colors in between. There is only you and me. And there is only our humanity. And so I ask, what?
What can we do to carry the legacy of people who were killed in their fight for social justice? People like Alex Pretti, Renee Good, Harvey Milk, Marsha P. Johnson, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. What can we do beyond resonating with some social media reel, clicking like and moving on? Gone are the days where we have the privilege of relying on the voices of others while we remain silent. For our collective cries for justice, that makes our message louder.
What happens to one eventually comes for us all. Violence and injustice do not stay contained. When cruelty takes root anywhere, it threatens life everywhere. Alex's death is not someone else's problem. It is a warning to us all. Even in grief, Alex leaves us a message. Compassion knows no borders or racial lines. It guided Alex's hands and steadied his voice, making strangers feel safe and giving families hope when all seems lost. So now I ask, when?
When exactly is the time to stop and say enough is enough? When must others realize that having the choice of standing up for justice now or in the convenience of later during this dark moment in our nation is a misuse of privilege? When exactly is too late if not yesterday?
To honor Alex Pretti, we must carry his compassion forward, protecting life and speaking up where even silence seems easier. We must see others not as threats, but as reflections of ourselves and opportunities for a better, we the people. Alex reminds that service is sacred and protecting others is an act of love. Our shared humanity is stronger than fear, hate, or any force that tries to divide us. This leads me to ask, where?
Where else can we preach our message of compassion and justice other than to our own choir? Where can we find those who are not yet asking the right questions but are deserving of the truth and the right answers? Where can we find even half the courage that Alex had to defend others from evil?
May we remember Alex not only for who he died, but how he lived. With courage, with purpose, with compassion that knew no borders. May we remember Alex not only for how they died, but how they lived, with courage, purpose. And so I now ask, how?
And how must we step away from our time here together tonight, back into our own personal spaces and our own lives, to ensure that what we gathered for here today is not in vain? How will you take your personal accountability and committing yourselves towards making a difference? You don't have to know the answers now. You just have to know that the only way to take back our humanity is to step forward rather than simply to step away. For where there is compassion, there is warmth. And where there is warmth, ice will melt.
I stand here today with my brother saying we can fight this fight. This is my brother, Lou Vargas.
And I'm with the National Federation of Filipino-American Associations. Ice out!
When we fight,
We win!
free them all!
Free them all!
Up next, we have the Tacoma DSA. Hey! The Tacoma DSA has done amazing work on the ground here in Tacoma, fighting against fascism in here and across the globe. I welcome Julia Waters.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for being here tonight. My name's Julia. I'm a local nurse and a member of the Tacoma Pierce County Democratic Socialists of America. I was called to socialism and nursing because, like Alex and so many of us, I'm a helper. I believe we have a responsibility to protect each other and to fight back against the violence we are subjected to at the hands of the ruling class, regardless of our immigration status. Nurses work in the most morally bankrupt, extractive healthcare system in the world. Every nurse I know struggles under the pressure to reduce harm to their patients while being pushed to deliver ever higher profits to the insatiably greedy. Healthcare premiums for a family of 4 are now as high as a mortgage, and we still have the worst health outcomes of any industrialized country. It's time that we demand that our taxes be used to fund Medicare for all, not the militarization of ICE or genocide in Palestine. I'm proud of WSNA and nursing unions across the country that have spoken up against fascism and the terrorizing of our communities by ICE. We've all seen the hateful comments online from bots or MAGA nurses demanding that our unions stay out of politics and focus on nursing issues. But the reality is that nursing is inherently political. Provision 9.4 of the 2025 Code of Nursing Ethics states that we must act to dismantle structural racism, defend human rights, condemn all forms of oppression, and promote health equity. And we know ICE is a massive threat to public health. They're using hexachloroethane, a highly toxic known carcinogen, against us in our own cities. They have illegally stopped paying third-party vendors for detainee medical treatments since October of last year, despite historically high funding for the agency. As a result, many detainees are not receiving legally mandated medical care. There have been documented outbreaks of tuberculosis at the Northwest Detention Center. And as a reminder, Anne Frank wasn't shot by Nazis or sent to the gas chamber. She died from typhus, a preventable disease that was allowed to intentionally spread in a concentration camp. What they're doing is a campaign of ethnic cleansing, and it violates everything that nurses stand for. They executed one of us for nothing more than filming their violent abuses and responding with the compassionate instinct to protect. The worst of us are being told that they have blanket immunity to kill the best of us. Like they're playing Call of Duty. This is not just about immigration. This is an attempt to manufacture consent for an escalating campaign of fascist terror. White America is shocked to bear witness to this expansion of state violence that brown and black Americans have long endured in our communities. They warned us this would happen, but too many among us believed that their whiteness would protect them. Now we have pardoned January 6th insurrectionists and ICE posing for photos while flashing white power hand signals and murdering us on our streets. And no shade to our local allies, but Democratic Party leaders in DC have spectacularly failed us. They serve their corporate donors by co-opting mass movements and selling out our demands. We could have a society that meets the needs of the many instead of enduring forced precarity so that billionaires can hoard more wealth than they could ever spend. As heartbroken as and angry as we are at the murders of Alex and Renee, and so many others, I feel incredibly hopeful to see record numbers of people calling for general strikes. Historically, withholding our labor has been the most effective leverage the working class has, and that has not changed today. We are witnessing an explosion in class consciousness and a willingness of average Americans to fight back. To quote someone from Minneapolis, when I saw an average white woman geared up with a baking sheet taped to her chest as armor, I knew we were going to win. All power to the people, abolish ICE, justice for Alex, and our immigrant neighbors. Thank you.
Thank you, Julia. And, you know, we keep using this word fascism, but what we're really trying to say is that when we are raising our class consciousness, when we have workers that are taking to the general strikes and calling for change, not just for themselves, but for all the people that are suffering under this system, it is a reaction of the ruling class to attack us even more. That is fascism. That is trying to turn us against each other. That is trying to extract as much as they can from us and even our people in other countries, like in the Philippines. That's why we see $900 billion going to a National Defense Authorization Act instead of services like education and healthcare. That's why we see ICE officers gunning down innocent people in the streets, separating migrants from their families and detaining them in horrendous conditions like at the Northwest Detention Center. That is fascism. And that defense bill has been used to enact fascism in places like the Philippines, which is why it's so important for Filipino organizations to really take up the fight here, but also back home against state terror, no matter where it's coming from. So with that, we also want to honor other organizations of migrants. We want to call up the PCIA, the Pierce County Immigration Alliance, who has been making that direct change here in Tacoma. Lest we forget that they kicked ICE out of the Franklin Pierce high schools. And now they're pushing forward a resolution in Tacoma to kick ICE out of Tacoma and to shut down the Northwest Detention Center. With that, I'd like to welcome up Kiara from PCIA.
Hey all, I'm Kiara Garcia from the Pierce County Immigration Alliance, but before I speak to you tonight, I want to welcome up Janice, a soon-to-be PCIA member and a retired nurse of over 40 years. And I'd really love her to come up and share some words for us. Janice, where are you?
Hello all. Hi there. I am not a public speaker, so bear with me. I'm here because of the tragedy of all of this. I have been a nurse for 40 years and this makes me sick. It breaks my soul and it tears my heart apart. This should not be happening. This young man at 37 years old was gunned down for doing nothing but a camera in his hands. What have we become? And I don't even know if I should be saying this or not, but this is a Catholic institution, for God's sake. And they have allowed ICE in it. There's something seriously wrong with this. Call your representatives. Get a hold of your city councilors. Go to city council meetings. They put forth a resolution to get ICE out with the support of numerous immigrant alliances here in Tacoma. Help them. Help us. Get them out. The people are the power, and it's all we can do. Thank you for nurses for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Janice. I really appreciate the energy and the emotion you bring to this. Again, I'm here with the Pierce County Immigration Alliance, and I stand here with you today to honor Alex through connection and through a promise to take action. We are a grassroots organization fighting for immigrant justice and legalization for all. And I just want to say, it has been amazing hearing how every speaker here is coming from a different motive, from a different place, from a different country, but we have all been asking for the same things, and that is truth. And I'm going to share those same things with you tonight. So thank God this is Washington. You guys can handle the rain. We'll be here for a minute. So right now, we are devastated, we are outraged, and we are motivated to never back down. We stand here tonight to honor Alex Pretti, to send love to his family, and to Minneapolis, a community full of strong fighters like you all. I'm lighting a candle for Alex, and his story has not left my mind for a moment this week, but I will save my moment of silence for bed later because we cannot stay quiet. A moment of silence for every life taken by the hands of ICE, whether that be those who were shot in cold blood like Alex, like Renee, like Keith, those who died of medical neglect and mistreatment while in custody, like Jose, or those whose stories we may never know the end because they've been taken from us with no way to contact them. A moment of silence for everybody, and I won't get to speak to you all. And again, we can't be silent. I need to make it clear that this is not just about immigrants, but migrants stand on the front lines of our struggle, and we need to stand with them. Immigrants have been positioned as scapegoats for the capitalist, imperialist, racist, world-destroying 1% to justify escalating their tactics and creating an increasingly repressive state that is increasingly difficult to survive in. I guarantee if you have citizenship status and you're standing here with us today, ICE doesn't give... I see some kids. ICE doesn't care about protecting you. ICE doesn't care about protecting your kids. This country has a long and painful history of immigration terror, targeting groups that our 1% feel threatened by. La Migra might not even notice how lonely they are, floating in between the people and the enemy for whom they do their dirty work. But as long as they're doing that work, they are our enemies too. To win this fight, we need to work together. A win for our immigrant neighbors is a win for the working class, like all the incredible nurses here today. It's a win for all Chicano people, like myself. It's a win for the future. A win for migrants is a win for all. We need to build a united front against those in power and support each other in our struggles. None of us are safe. I've been really scared of apathy. I've been really scared that people won't step up until it's their turn in front of the gun. And it's far too late when that happens. But this week, I've been given hope after hope after hope. I'm so proud of the walkouts all around Pierce County, like at Graham High School, where the kids worked together and organized a school-wide protest against ICE. The kids are our future, and we're gonna show them how it's done, and we're gonna back them up when they do it. And today, protests in Los Angeles have shifted into rebellion. Streets occupied. The people will not back down. And it is strikingly clear that ICE is outnumbered. There is more of us than them by the millions. Again, more of us than them by the millions. Let's just think about that. And this Tuesday, here in Tacoma, at our city council, hundreds of people showed up and fought. We proposed a resolution to our city council. Now we have unanimous endorsement from the Commission of Immigrant and Refugee Affairs, along with hundreds of community members, like I hope to see many of you all. And we've gotten support unofficially and have a meeting in the works with the Pierce County Commission of Labor that represents over 43,000 2,000 union members, like many of you. We will not stop putting pressure on our local government and building pressure between local and federal branches. We need to hold our government accountable. Please come. Here's a call to action for you guys. Again, we are standing with Alex today and honoring him through community, through connection, and through a promise to take action. If you are available, please come support us today on Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. to continue the fight with City Council. We are in this together. Our interests are the same, and we love each other like neighbors from Tacoma to Minneapolis and beyond. And also, if you want to get connected with the Pierce County Immigration Alliance, if you don't know how to take action yet, but you're ready, we will mobilize you. Come speak to me. Come speak to Matthew, to John, to Taliesin. We got you. We want you.
Thank you, Pierce County Immigration Alliance. We have one final speaker. When I say long live, you say international solidarity. Long live!
International solidarity!
I would like to welcome Christian from the Philippine-US Solidarity Organization, Puso Tacoma. Come on up, Christian.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Christian, and I'm a member of Puso Tacoma. The Puso stands for the Philippine-US Solidarity Organization. Puso also means heart in Tagalog. We're also a proud member organization of the Defend Migrants Alliance. Thank you, everyone, for being out here to honor the life of Alex Pretti, a Veterans Affairs nurse, a brother, a son who was murdered for trying to defend his community against ICE. Alex was not killed while just protesting. He was killed doing what he had always done, caring for others. As a nurse, the same instincts that drove him to care for patients put him between a protester and ICE. This morning, our members helped out to put on a press conference with the South Sound crew about FACE, Veterans Against the War. We highlighted the stories of detained veterans like Kimlis Tech, Garnett Smith, and Zahid Chaudhry, who were promised citizenship for their service but were detained and ordered for deportation anyway. We see how easy it is for the US government to turn its back on people that it thinks it can use and throw away, like migrant workers, veterans, and healthcare workers, and how the US government not only does that here with ICE, but across the world with its military. Before Renee Good and Alex Pretti, and so many others who were killed by ICE in the US this month, there was Chantal Anacoche, a Filipino-American activist who was taken by the armed forces of the Philippines after they bombed the indigenous community she was living in. Release Chantal!
Release Chantal!
The U.S. routinely sends troops from places like Joint Base Force Lewis McChord here to the Philippines to train the AFP in the kinds of counterinsurgency tactics and terror tagging that we're seeing on full display here now. Murdering Alex Pretti on film and daring to call him a domestic terrorist. These types of tactics contribute to forced migration that Filipinos and Palestinians and other people from all over around the world face every day. And Senator Adam Smith here in Washington just pushed through a bill that would give the Philippine military $2.5 billion over the next 5 years so they can continue terrorizing, displacing the people. We as allies in solidarity with the Filipino struggle for sovereignty and in solidarity with migrants fighting for their rights here have an important role to play. Unions like IAM, SEIU, WSNA, and UFCW 300, healthcare workers here at St. Joseph, and other organizations were crucial in the fight to free Auntie Lynn, Koya Max, and to deplane Koya G, saving his life from a 20-hour deportation flight that he was not medically fit to fly on. We have a role to play in getting the U.S. out of the Philippines, the U.S. out of everywhere, and getting ICE out of this hospital. Join us in the fight. Join the Defend Migrants Alliance as an organization or union to combine your fights for migrants' rights along with over 100 organizations around the country. And join us in the campaign to defend healthcare workers, defend migrants, and get ICE out of the hospitals. As ICE tries to pull communities apart, we come together in actions of international solidarity to hold our communities together. We make each other strong. Long live international solidarity.
Long live international solidarity.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christian from Puso, Tacoma. I'm going to ask everyone to clap along with me as we begin our cultural program for the night. And please sing along if you know the words. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. So just call on your brother when you need a hand. Come closer, everyone. We all need somebody to lean on. So just might have a problem that you'd understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. I'm speechless. We planned this event expecting maybe 50 to 100 people. We have 400 people here tonight. Probably, I think more. And under 24-hour notice. The power belongs to us. I would like to invite Bugs for Change, a musical solidarity group created by the Climate Alliance of the South Sound, who have been doing the incredible work in Tacoma for several years to fight against fascism, to fight for climate justice, and to defend all oppressed peoples. If you are part of Bugs for Change, please come on up, bring your instruments, and for all the community members out here, please sing along, please clap along, because music, yes, music brings us together. It does.
Hi, everyone. Wow, I'm so glad to see everybody here standing for justice for those lost, Alex Pretti, Renee Good, Chris Porter, many others. And we're here together. I want to say an injury to one is an injury to all. Can we say that? An injury one is an injury to all.
An injury to one is an injury to all.
Yes, and this first song we're going to sing is called Step by Step. It's an old Union song. And together, an injured one is injured all. That means us together are very strong and powerful. Some of you have the lyrics. Please sing along, clap along. Step by step, the longest march can be won, can be won. Many stones can form an arch, singly none, and by union what we will can be accomplished still. Drops of water turn a mill. singly none, singly none. Step by step, the longest march can be won, can be won. Many stones can form an arch, singly none, singly none. And by union, what we will can be accomplished still. Drops of water turn a mill, singly none, singly none. Instrumental. Step by step, the longest march can be won, can be won. Many stones can form an arch, singly none, singly none. And by union, what we will can be accomplished still. Drops of water turn a mill, singly none, singly none, singly none, singly none. Yes! Together we can stand, we can fight this, we can win. Yeah, we have one more song. I'd like to invite any members of Resistance Choir. They know this song more than I do, although a lot of you know it. It's called This Little Light of Mine. And we are together, brighter together, just like we're stronger together. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, and let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine for you and me. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine for you and me. I'm gonna let it shine, shine for you and me. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. We're gonna let it shine.
Glory, glory,
Hallelujah. We're gonna let it shine. Hallelujah. We're gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
Lay my burdens down.
Lay my burdens down. I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Yeah, and we do have, for Bugs for Change rehearsals, we're going to start meeting at People's Center Sundays 3 to 5. Anybody plays an instrument or wants to sing or learn an instrument, come join us. Also, the Resistance Choir will be on Mondays, 6 to 8.
Hello, everyone. My name is Emily, and I am a nurse at St. Joe's.
My name is Anthony. I'm also a nurse here at St. Joe's. We just got off. So singing is great. This is very nice. We all came together to do this, but we need to understand one of our fellow citizens was fucking murdered in the streets by the government. We had an ICE agent leave his loaded handgun on our floor. I don't know if you guys knew that. It was on the news. 9mm handgun was left on a baby changing station. The ICE agent didn't even know he had misplaced his gun.
On Monday morning when I came into work, there were 3 ICE officers posted right where all the employees and patients and family members had to walk into the rest of the hospital. I've had ICE officers attempt to come into procedural areas. I've had ICE officers attempt to come into control areas. And our hospital has no clear policy on how to handle this situation.
After the incident with the gun, it was not followed up with by anybody in the hospital, from my understanding. We're presented with dangerous situations with dangerous patients, and we're put in even more dangerous situations with these idiots. Idiots with guns, that's all they are.
I would just like to say that we work for a Catholic organization. I would like to read our mission statement. Common Spirit mission. As Common Spirit Health, we make the healing presence of God known in our world by improving the health of people we serve, especially those who are vulnerable, while we advance social justice for all. As an employee of St. Joseph's Medical Center, I do not see us living up to our mission statement. Our vision is a healthier future for all, inspired by faith, driven by innovation, and powered by our humanity. We need to remember our shared humanity every day. Our values are compassion, inclusion, and integrity, excellence, and collaboration, and I don't think that they mean with ICE. Our priority is to serve and care for vulnerable people in our community. And I would like to work for an organization that has integrity.
This is very scary times, folks. I don't think people understand the severity of what's really going on in the country. Thank you all for being here. I'm just a nurse, a lot of us are, but it's good that we're standing up and making our presence known, but we need to be louder, we need to be angrier. This is very dangerous, and it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse, and people don't understand. It's only going to get worse. They're going to come for you. You're next. You've all heard that story about the Holocaust. I didn't say anything because I wasn't a Potter. I didn't say anything because I wasn't XYZ, but they're coming for you. And then there's nobody going to defend you. They can murder you in the streets, and the president can lie about it and call you a terrorist when you're trying to help somebody up that they shoved to the ground. We saw it all with our eyes.
I wanted to say one more thing. I would like Alex Pretti's legacy to be, he was the last one. Can we please say his name out loud? Least we forget, never forget. Alex Pretti.
Alex Pretti. Renee Good.
Keith Porter.
Keith Porter.
Thank you so much to our nurses. Can we please give another ICE out of our hospitals?
ICE out of our hospitals.
Defend healthcare workers.
Defend healthcare workers.
ICE out of Tacoma.
ICE out of Tacoma.
ICE out of everywhere.
ICE out of everywhere.
Abolish ICE.
Abolish ICE.
It is a shame that people have to come to work here every day and expect that the same people who are gunning down the people in the streets, who are capturing and detaining our migrants and ripping them away from their families, it is a shame that they are expected to come and work here every day, but but they are also part of the change. Every person here is part of getting ICE out of Tacoma and ICE out of our hospitals. So it is right. It is just to be angry. It is just to have grief. But it is also most important that we do not forget that we are the same people who make it possible to change this system. We have heard from so many speakers today who are calling for so many important demands, whether it is for demanding ICE out of this hospital, whether it is freeing our migrants who are detained at the Northwest Detention Center, whether it is cutting aid to wars being led by the U.S. in our neighborhoods and in countries like the Philippines, like in Venezuela, like in Palestine, that is forcing people to leave their homelands. It is part of the same system that is then detaining them and figuring out where are they supposed to go. It is sending them to third countries, countries that they have no ties to. It is killing them. It is, yeah, it's absolutely insane. But it is not, it is maybe the reality that we see on our screens, on television, but we also know our neighbors, we know our coworkers, we know the people in our lives who may be impacted. And we also know that when we take action, collective action, we can get people out of the detention center. We can get ICE out of our schools. We can get people impeached. We can call for complete systems change. In the Philippines, we can even wage revolution for our people, which is what we're doing, because at the end of the day, we're not going to see our people leave by the thousands, come here, and they get detained, and then sent back, not on their terms, but by when ICE puts it on their terms. And you know what? At the end of the day, we know that we can't do this alone. So that's why Malaya, why Bayan, why the organizations that we brought together here through the Tango Migrante movement, why there's so many of us joining organizations, are taking action. So we want to stand together against fascism inflicted on our communities. We want to hold our governments accountable. We want to uplift and build our collective strength together. We must not be afraid. Like Shar said, makibako wag matako, dare to struggle, do not be afraid. We must never forget Alex Pretti, Renee Good, Keith Porter, those who put their lives on the line to defend others. We must never forget our migrants who also have been lost in the Northwest Detention Center, like Charles Leo Daniel and Jose Sanchez Castro and Larry Nicholas. We must never forget those who have been deported, like Darlene, like Tita Kay, like Jose. We must not forget the thousands who maybe we don't know their names, but are stuck in these horrific conditions, who are maybe hiding in their homes because they're afraid. But we must let them know they are not alone. We may see ourselves in the stories of Alex Pretti, of Renee Good, of our migrants, our communities who are detained, who are facing deportation. But this fight, it may be for you, it may be for me, but it's so much bigger than ourselves. So for everybody here, please remember that you have a home in the mass movement that is opposing ICE, whether that's in the hospitals, in our neighborhoods, in our schools. So let us organize, let's continue to wage fights that will free our detainees, stop the deportations, end the senseless killings of our people. Let us continue to build up our collective power. Will we see you out here on the streets again? Yeah! When we have workers taking to the picket line, will you be there? Yeah! Will we see you at the Tacoma City Council advocating for ICE out of Tacoma? Yeah! Will we see you at the Northwest Detention Center demanding to free them all? Yeah! All right. So we're going to end with some chants to get out our energy. And then I just want to remind folks that we could use more flowers and candles up here for our vigil stage. We want to leave it with as many flowers as we can. So if folks have them, please feel welcome to come up. There's one, well, real quick, one of the chants I want to teach. If folks know, the people united will never be defeated. Okay. So there's a Tagalog version. It's ang tao, ang bayan. Tuloy-tuloy ang laban. Okay, so that's your practice. We're gonna do it as part of all the other chants. Okay, ready? Justice for Alex Pretti!
Justice for Alex Pretti!
Justice for Renee Good!
Justice for Renee Good!
Justice for Keith Porter!
Justice for Keith Porter!
Defend migrant workers!
Defend migrant workers!
Defend healthcare workers!
Defend healthcare workers!
ICE out of hospitals!
ICE out of hospitals!
ICE out of Tacoma!
ICE out of Tacoma!
ICE out of everywhere!
ICE out of everywhere!
Free them all!
Free them all!
Free them all!
Free them all!
The people united!
Will never be defeated!
The people united!
Will never be defeated!
El pueblo unido!
Jamás será vencido!
El pueblo unido!
Jamás será vencido!
Ang tao, ang bayan! Tuloy-tuloy ang laban! Ang tao, ang bayan!
Tuloy-tuloy ang laban!
The people united!
Will never be defeated!
The people united!
Will never be defeated!
Long live international solidarity! Long live!
International solidarity!
Long live!
International solidarity!
All right. Thank you so much.